Howdy, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Unstoppable here at A Contagious Smile. I am with your lovely, lovely, lovely host, Victoria.
Hi.
Victoria has some exciting news. She has published her eighth book now.
I don't even know.
You don't even know.
Mhm.
You've lost count.
Mhm.
So, any of y'all interested in any of her works of literature, please type in her name, Victoria Cure, and you'll find them. Um, Amazon, our website. If you get them through us, she may personally autograph it for you.
Strong possibility.
Yes. Just let us know.
And then our newest um book you got to talk about, Faith's Courageous Journey, a story of healing and hope.
So, Faith's Craziest Journey.
Courageous journey.
It demonstrates, I guess, a kind of against all odds sort of aspect. Um, we got some bad news back just before Christmas, and this entails the story of um, a child
Name Faith.
named Faith going through a very difficult time. And, the love of the parents really help carry that child through a difficult time and just not giving up.
The book, which there's not a lot of books out there that focus it really from the eyes of the child, is about a sweet little girl named Faith who wakes up with a really bad stomach ache. And she ends up going to the doctor and they end up having to run some tests. And she is very afraid, very scared, as all little ones and even us big ones are. And she ends up having to go into the hospital, and you go through the journey with her and you learn how she gets to calm herself and realize that she's not alone, and how she gets through her first IV, how she gets through her first night in the hospital, all the way to her surgery and recovery. And it's done through the eyes of a little girl, not through the eyes of parents. But then after the book, there is, and don't quote me on it, um, probably 30, 40 pages of activities that you could do with your child that will help her with the understanding and the comprehension of what it's going to be like. Some really cool techniques that can help with her anxiety or his anxiety. Some things you could do when you learned that your child's going to have to need something done, or you could take it with you into the hospital. It's just a feel good book to help these beautiful children realize their value and self-worth, and to give them a peace of mind from their own perspective.
Those were actually fun activities. I did them as I read the book, as I completed the book, and I was going through each activity. I was like, oh, wait, this is kind of challenging, and I'm an adult. So what's that got to say for me? You are a redneck. So that's the exciting news on that front.
And we might as well put it out there that we just have to be careful how I say it. I am in the midst of a new adventure. Not that I have time on my hands, because all I do is sit on my butt, right? Um, that I am almost finished with the completion of becoming a guardian ad litem. I'm incredibly honored to be able to help these beautiful children.
What is a guardian ad litem?
Well, I'm working with a nationwide organization called CASA, and it's a court-appointed special advocate for only the child.
It's like an attorney for child?
In its own way, yes, but no.
Okay.
Where we're not defects or anything like that, but we get to spend time with the child. We meet with both parents. It's a very lengthy process, but we really get to see and go to court and make our recommendations. And we have the best interest of the child from the jump. And when you get something that's fulfilling and you know that you're making a difference in a child's life, it is such a rewarding gift. At least it is to me to be able to do that. And then on top of all that, not like we don't have anything else, Michael has decided to start a TikTok shop selling
Your book, your first book,
Who Kicked First.
Who Kicked First, a memoir. So what do y'all have patience with me on that? Um, I'm not the smartest, not the brightest bulb in the box, but I'm trying. It's taken me about a week to get set up and everything verified and waiting on approval. It was pending over the weekend. So I think we're good to go now. I've just loaded up my first product, which is my wife's book, and we'll start making videos and starting getting it out there. Please, if any of y'all are listeners or TikTok shop sellers and y'all want to help me out, give me some pointers. Reach me at Solomon, the number 4, at acontagiousmile.com. I would love any insight, any input, any help whatsoever, because I have no clue what I'm doing.
Why
So
don't
thank you.
you ask me some questions about the book so those who have no idea about it or whatever could get some
So the
insight?
book, Who Kicked First, is my wife's, how should I say, I always start out with horrific um experience in the darkest hell you could imagine, being as a as a young woman, as a wife,
Ugh.
as a soon to be mother. Um, you were more of a mother with your unborn child than most of these, out here. We come across a lot that they're just dirt bags. But anyway, um, yeah. So your book is hands down a very tough read from the comments that I've read about. Y'all, I have not read her book. Um, and that's a promise I made to her a long time ago, that I would not read her book because of um, certain opinions and things. So,
Well, not just that, but let's put it out there that you were involved. You went to court with me uh against this
this
monster.
monster,
And
evil SOB.
and you saw who I was prior to becoming the epitome of a better wife. That confident corporate person to that person who jumps at every noise and won't like look people in the eyes um and my husband is actually in the book in more than one place talking about how, you know, we didn't stay together because of things that happened. And so I didn't want my husband knows probably a good 30-40% of what I went through during this horrific experience. The reason he doesn't know any more specifics is because of the fact that's going to pick up while you're doing it. That I don't want him to look at me and see the incidences or evening events, if you will, and look at me and see that woman crawling through the floor trying just to get away while I'm being stabbed in the back and my hair is being pulled out of the back of my head.
Okay, but that was your past.
Okay.
I'm not changing my opinion of you. I love you the way you are. What do you say? Your scars make you who you are?
It makes you a cartoon character.
No. Well, then you would be.
Jessica Rabbit, plus size.
No. But I'm not going to change my opinion of you. I love you for exactly the way you are now.
That's why you have glasses.
Whatever. Let me take them off. Anyway, y'all check out our book, Who Kicked First. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it through our website. A little bit cheaper, I think. Is it cheaper? Is it the same price?
Well, it's going to be cheaper. Right now, it's not up on the website because I want to put up a library on our website of books that we recommend
It was there.
and then add all the other ones. I've also been doing some workbooks, and the workbooks are about 97 to 100 pages a piece, and they're very topic specific, like how to help kids get over being bullied, or helping those that are getting bullied, how to make themselves feel more confident and secure within themselves. Then there's kindergarten books and first grade books, and I'm getting them done little by little, not as fast as I would like to get them done.
Folks, if y'all have kids with special needs, uh, do yourself a favor, do them a favor, and check out what my wife has composed and written. And these books are not expensive, but they may help your child. Hell, they may help you. They definitely help my wife and me, because we come together as a team. She writes these things and I try to edit. I give my 2 cents and
Oh,
I'm always scribbling and writing notes and
you have the perfect doctor handwriting.
so y'all check them out. What else?
What do you think about this? Is a topic that I really think we need to talk about, and I'm going to have a guest come on in the future and talk about, do you believe that law enforcement now should have more training to understand the mental health of individuals?
Absolutely.
Because a dear friend of mine, Debbie Gale, who has written a book, and everybody should read it. It's a
Hi,
beautiful
Debbie.
story. It's a beautiful story. Her son had some mental illnesses, and there was an interaction with law enforcement where he was having an episode and they ended up tasing him, and they wouldn't listen to Debbie when she was trying to explain that this was a mental health issue. And, it's like an officer approaching an autistic kid. They're not trying to put the officer in danger. They're not trying to make the officer feel threatened, but in their mindset, they're threatened. And there's a way to de-escalate the situation without causing harm, because a lot of times these individuals who have this situation going on, they're aggressive because they feel cornered. They feel like they're on the attack. They're getting attacked, and so they have to fight back for their own safety. And then they're charged for attacking an officer, assaulting an officer, and there are ways to de-escalate the situation. I mean, I couldn't imagine being a cop right now in today's time. I mean, there's absolutely no way, no way whatsoever. But I think that, and then how can you even imagine pulling someone over and then you get written up because you called someone, ma'am, and they were insulted because they're not a ma'am, they're non-binary, and they're they, them. And so you were discriminatory against them.
So a lot of times, folks, y'all didn't know that I was former law enforcement for 13 and a half years. A lot of times the officer is going to approach a situation and he needs to be, or she needs to be in control. They have to have that feeling for their safety. Okay. They're going to try to get the situation under control as best as they know how. And that goes back to their training in the academy or the
In
years
service.
the years of experience that they've had on the force. Now, with the mental health, if I was approached an autistic child who refused to be touched for his entire or her entire life, and that's the way some autistic children are. And as my wife said, they feel cornered, they feel threatened. This is their space. They don't want anyone to touch them but certain people. And if an officer gets in their personal space and or lays hands on them, then the fight's on. Now
Right.
the officer goes from just his presence to another level of force,
Right.
which is going to be hands on, defensive tactics or taser or OC, and they don't have a clue as far as what they could have done different. So yes, I believe the officers should have more in-depth training. Are you offering to go around to the local law enforcement to train? Is that what
Wouldn't
you're
you
doing?
love that?
No, you work enough, woman.
You took one of my classes,
I took many of your classes.
but you took one specifically, and you were not happy because one person that was sitting beside you said, "Oh man, she's cute," and you were livid. And I'm only saying this because
You were my girlfriend at the time.
yeah, but you couldn't say that to anybody, and you did not want to hear it. And so, just because even back then we had playful banter with each other, I found it to be exciting to have you two partner up because that was great. But a lot of officers have that mentality where it's like, there's some phenomenal officers, and then there's some that aren't at all. And there's some that want to beat on their chest. Oh, I got the badge, I got the power, whatever. And they go in, and instead of de-escalating the situation, they have to be, the big man on campus per se. They have to go in there and have that control. And then what happens is that child or young adult or individual who maybe physically is 25, 28, 30 years old, but has the mental and intelligible age of like a 8, 10, or 11-year-old, or whatever the case may be, and you're forever scarring them. And then they're never going to want to be anywhere near an officer because the
That's right.
experience they have with them is such a bad one that they're never going to feel safe. And that's
Maybe-
how things down spiral.
Maybe that should be one of your next books.
I'll put it on my list.
Oh. Yeah, my wife works like 20, 22 hours a day on the computer, on the house, the website, the books, you name it.
I work all night while y'all are sleeping, and people don't believe that.
That's true. Oftentimes I'll come to bed 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30, and she's up on the phone talking to one of her partners that she does business with, and discussing ideas and stuff.
Or I'm studying, or
Yes, you're studying this great gigantic manual you have for this gal.
I've already read it twice.
Of course you have.
And in the middle of the night, they're asleep. Everybody else is asleep. I go downstairs and I keep working. What are you looking at? Our whole property is recorded and has cameras all over it. And I know I've said that before, but our in our home, there are monitors that show all the screens of where all the cameras are. And he just looked with that, I can't do that noise.
Well, we currently have 3 dogs eating my lawnmower. They're up in the back of the trailer of the lawnmower.
They think you'll track the sexy.
Most women do.
That's because most women have ridden it.
Easy, greasy. No, y'all don't look into that. I've got
Oh,
to
yeah.
feed the dogs.
What do you don't look into that?
Don't look into it. No.
Why? Here, watch, he's gonna try and spin it. Watch, this is what he does.
I think you have a virus on your computer, specifically with your calculator.
I've already removed it and it keeps coming back. Don't eat half of that and leave it on
That's
my,
your half.
I don't want it. That pack has been sitting there for months because I don't eat them.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, He just ate one of my Andy's candies. Look at that. Oh, I've already removed it and reinstalled it.
So you have any special guest speakers coming on here soon?
I did have the pleasure of having Dave Campbell come on. I
Dave is
love
awesome.
him. He now has said he is my pod husband.
I'm gonna get him to help me with a TikTok shop.
I think everybody should not
Everybody
only
should just reach out to
follow
Dave
him,
Campbell. He's
not-
Canadian, y'all, so have mercy on him.
everybody should go and
No,
let
get
him
help.
help everybody. He helps people learn how to podcast. He helps people learn how to grow your social media. He teaches classes, and he's my pod husband. What are you shaking your head for?
Whatever.
He offered it.
Dave Campbell.
You don't want to share me?
No, I'm not gonna share you, woman.
Why?
Took me like 25 years to get you.
Well, that's because your head was up your ass.
Well, that's the way most men are.
Do you really believe that most men are that way?
You
Seriously,
hear the silence?
I hear crickets.
Yes.
Why do men cheat?
Why do they cheat?
No, seriously, because very, very rarely would we have the opportunity to have a man who would come on and answer that question honestly. So why do men cheat?
Why do women cheat?
I've never cheated, so I can't answer that question. That's why I feel comfortable asking you.
I didn't ask you.
Well, I can't answer that
Why
question.
did you cheat? I didn't ask that.
I can't answer that from a personal point of view.
I can answer for all men.
You can answer from yourself.
Okay. Then ask me why I cheated.
Why did you cheat?
Because I could. Very simple.
But why would you cheat if you cared about the person you're with?
Ah, now that's a different enchilada.
Why has it got to be Hispanic?
What's that's I'm talking about food.
Why? No, what? Why?
Why? Because maybe that man didn't care about that person.
So when we were together, you didn't care.
Oh, I didn't say that.
You just did. Because
I said maybe.
Well, I'm asking for clarity.
Clarification would be because I could.
Knowing that I was completely loyal to
Oh
you.
Lord, here we go.
No, I'm just curious. Knowing that I was completely loyal to you.
Obviously, folks who don't know, I was a cop, and most cops that I
Watch it. Not
knew
all.
were whores.
Not all.
Yes,
Not all.
and
Most, but not all.
a lot of cops cheat a lot. At least the ones that I knew over the 13 and a half years.
Okay.
And I cheated on my wife with my wife.
And I didn't know about the wife.
Yes. But everything works out. Everything happens for a reason. If I had not cheated on my first wife, I would not have met
Your second wife.
If I hadn't cheated on my first wife with my current wife, I would never have known you.
Yeah, you would have because I hazed you.
Yeah, but I was with my first wife.
Which I didn't know about.
You know what? I don't even say my or my ex. They're not mine anymore. You're mine.
I didn't even know. And you know what? That makes me like naive because I could detect anything.
Okay, but that's the past.
And no, I'm just
Just
saying
like your
that
book.
women have
You don't
no
want me to-
idea.
You don't want me to judge you for the book, so now you can't judge me for the past cheaters. Ha.
No.
I believe that's touche. As
No.
our daughter would say. Yes.
No. Okay. I'm just asking, why do men cheat? Why do they feel
I
it's
just told
okay?
you why I cheated.
Obviously, you don't want to talk about this. So
I just told you.
we got to do our funny Faith moment. So, you know, everybody knows what Faith has been going through. God bless her. And we have another round of big time scary stuff coming here very soon.
SOP,
Surgeries.
operation procedure.
Okay. And so yesterday, even though Saturday, we went to have some scans and stuff done at a hospital. And it was arranged that we could do it on that day. And before we left, I had written a piece of paper with the exact directions and all information so we would know where we were going. And I said to Faith, hey, when we leave in a couple hours, I need you to grab this and bring it so we know where we're going. And okay, I had already programmed it in to GPS. I had forgotten all about it. We get there, pull into the parking deck, like literally in the parking deck, into the space. And she reaches up and says, oh, Mom, here, didn't you want this? And it was the piece of paper.
With the directions.
Right. No, the address. Right,
That's
for GPS.
hilarious.
And she thought it was a downright riot because she thought she was going to one up us and then we wouldn't know where we were going and then she wouldn't have to get it done. I mean, she's quick. She's definitely quick. And I want to thank everybody who's been doing prayers and thoughts and vibes of positivity. If you don't mind, please continue. We have a pretty big road coming here soon and it's a lot. It's a lot. And I would do anything to switch places with her so that she wouldn't have to endure this. And as a parent, it's so hard to feel so helpless and not be able to take away that pain.
If anyone would like to write her an email, words of encouragement, please send them to my email, Solomon, SOLOMON, the number 4 at acontagiousmile.com. And I think that would help her out too.
Well, I think Dermot Maroney asking her to be his Valentine's, not too shabby.
Miss Maroney.
Mr.
I have a few words with that joker.
He's hilarious.
He was funny.
He is the nicest. He just seems like such a nice guy. Genuine, caring, nice guy. What else have you got for us? I think you felt tricked into podcasting tonight because
No,
I can never get you to do this with me.
no. This is me. This is my big fat heart.
You're what?
My big fat heart. Do I have a heart?
Yes.
Okay.
Your shirt you're wearing says, you can't scare me. My wife is a redhead and I'm not afraid to use her. I remember when the surgeon at the children's hospital saw that and took it offensively. I thought it was hilarious.
So, well, we have some dogs to
Oh, they're so
go home this
cute.
coming weekend to their new families.
Oh, they're so cute.
You know, first customer came up, he was a big old husky corn-fed fella and
What's a corn-fed fellow?
Just-
For those that don't know, like
big barrel-chested fella, just, someone you don't mess around with. He's one of those what that picture say the other day? Gen X, the
like my friend Brian who just passed
F
away.
around and find out generation.
Like my friend Brian who just passed away.
Yes. Yes.
And I know I've
Those are
said this,
corn-fed, just big husky fellas.
and I know I've said this, but I want to publicly tell Brian's family that I wish I was there. I'm sending hugs and love, wrapping you in hugs and prayers. Nobody expected this. This came out of absolutely nowhere. Brian was the guy you always wanted on your side and never wanted against you. And he was such a stand-up, wonderful guy. He leaves behind 2 beautiful girls. And he thought the world of Faith. And he died trying to help somebody. And totally unexpected. So anyway, sorry, I just wanted to.
It's okay. But our first puppy goes out to that fella, and his name is actually Brian also. So, excuse me. So we're excited to give him the happiness that he's looking for because he had his dog, his best friend, passed away a couple years ago. So he's ready to fill that void, that hole in his heart. And my wife touched on something y'all, her good friend Brian didn't obviously expect the end of his life to be so sudden, so soon.
And he had two gorgeous girls.
Please think about your surviving loved ones. Think about your children. Get your paperwork in order. You know what I'm talking about? Your wills,
Your living wills.
power of attorneys, your medical power of attorney.
Because Brian didn't just pass away. He was kept on machines and stuff for a moment or two.
And I can tell you that's stressful to see your loved one
Yeah, we just had that problem.
hooked up to all these freaking things and not be able to communicate. It's very stressful. So you need help with those documents, reach out to Victoria
How come everything's reach out to Victoria?
because I don't have the brain capacity nor the amoebas to understand the litany.
The amoebas.
The amoebas.
Amoebas.
The litany of
What's a
grammatical dictionary words and all that jargon.
What's a litany?
A whole bunch of
What? A whole bunch of what?
stuff.
What kind of stuff?
I don't know, just stuff.
No, everybody loves our banter. So what is a litany?
Y'all reach out to my wife. She would love to help you out with your wheels, and power of attorneys and all that. And she'll be a guardian ad litem very soon. She can help you out with those IEPs. She likes those. For the children.
The what?
The children.
What is it?
Children. It's a children. Everyone knows what children is. I know what children is.
And they lay on a pillar?
A pillar.
It's not a pillar, it's a pillow. It's a pillow.
Y'all stay tuned for more banter. We'll get back on topic here concerning all the domestic violence stuff, warning signs, escape plans, the do's and don'ts, real life experiences, and we'll have other guest speakers come on. They're always after my wife for that, and sometimes she's guest speakers on their podcasts. So y'all keep following us, please share us, and if y'all want to say a little quick inspirational something to our faith, then please do. Solomon 4 at contagiousmile.com. And we thank you. And please, if y'all can help me out on TikTok shop, reach out to me. Help me out. I need help. Help.
For the children.
Help me.
Oh my God.
Bye, y'all.